We are Netherbolt, and in this part of the series, we will be diving into the locomotion system. In the previous video, we used the XR-Ray interactor to work with our interactable objects and also made a simple interactable user interface as an example. For this chapter, we will be setting up the XR locomotion system and adding the snap and continuous or smooth turning, the XR continuous move provider, and the character controller that will handle the collision of our player. Before we add the move and turn providers, we need to add the locomotion system script. We first create an empty object where we will put all of our locomotion system in. The locomotion system script needs the game object of the XR origin to let us use the move and turn providers. Next, we create an empty child inside the turn system so we can put the snap turn provider. Then, we just add the snap turn provider component. Each provider needs the locomotion system attached to it. So let's just drag the locomotion system script inside it. Here, we have different functions we can edit to our snap turn provider. In order for the snap turn provider to work with our controllers, we need to use the controller as reference. We can use the one provided by the toolkit to make things simpler. After that, we can test it and see that the snap turn works successfully. The same process is needed for the smooth turn provider. We can now go to adding the movement system. We create an empty object and name it Move System. We will do the same procedure, but for this one, we will add the continuous move provider. In the continuous move provider, we have the forward source where we can determine which object will make our movement go forward. We can set this to the XR origin, which will move along with our camera or with one of the controllers. And then just add the controller reference, preferably on the left controller, but it can also be on the right controller. As you can see, you can now move the XR origin with the controller without having to move around in the real world. Now, we have a slight problem. When we go to our scene, we can walk through any object. The reason for this is because we currently don't have anything that will allow the XR origin body to interact with any object. We can fix this by adding a character controller driver which will follow the XR origin so it will not escape the boundary of the character controller, and the one responsible for the collision, the character controller. Let's fix some of the values and make the radius smaller so that it will fit our body. And then just add the move system on the locomotion provider. When we boot up our scene, we can see that the character controller follows the XR origin game object and allows us to collide with the table.